All right, we are making some chicken mole today. Ain't made this in quite a while. And we have the graza olive oil. Heard a lot of good things about it. First time trying out, so we'll see how it goes. All right, we're gonna put a little olive oil on the chicken here. I got a mix here of some different chicken parts. We got a couple of legs in there. We also got some wings as well. So we're gonna get the olive oil all coated on this chicken. And then I got a simple, just some salt and pepper here. Just gonna season it liberally. Just wanna make sure to put a nice coat on all the chicken. And you also gotta remember, we're gonna have all the seasonings from the mole as well. It's gonna help season it, so you don't have to go as heavy. And then got a little mix here, and just a little garlic, roasted garlic powder, and then got some herbs in there as well I created. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of that in there. Like I said, ain't gotta go too crazy with it because we do have our mole, which is pretty much our broth and stew that the chicken's gonna cook in. And it's gonna give it a lot of flavor penetrated in the chicken as well. All right. Now, once we got this seasoned, you can let it sit for at least 2 hours, or overnight is always better. So let it sit there. We'll check it back in 2 hours, then we'll start the rest of the process and getting the mole started. And the cool thing about mole, you see here I got a couple of spices and some different aromatics. So we have some sesame seeds, we have some guajillo peppers, we have a dried jalapeno pepper, some cloves, some cumin seeds, some fresh cinnamon stick, some Mexican oregano, and then we also have some dried bay leaves. So the cool thing about a mole is that you can pretty much put anything you have on hand. So it's pretty much taking a bunch of different spices and herbs, and then you're pretty much gonna toast it and blend it all together. So whatever you have on hand. Normally I like to put some type of nut like almonds or walnuts, but unfortunately I don't have any right now, so we're just gonna use what we have. And if you're also gonna have some onions and garlic, we're gonna toss in there as well, along with some tomatoes. And then towards the end, we have our chocolate that's gonna go in the mix. Yes, it's chocolate, it's dark chocolate. This is a very classic way of making a mole. You can taste it slightly, but nothing too crazy where it becomes a little unappealing. So it's gonna be a great finish for it. I guarantee you're gonna like it. All right, so to take some of our olive oil here, coat the bottom of the pan. And then we're gonna let this warm up for us here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna brown the chicken. And once all the chicken is brown, then we're gonna be adding in all of our spices, toast those up for a little bit, and then add our onions and garlic, and then tomatoes. Then also I have some chicken stock here. I make my own chicken stock, but if you can buy the store-bought as well, it's just fine, but I usually break down whole chickens and just use the carcass to make my own chicken stock. That is a chef intuition in me, but do as you want. add in our chicken stock. And they're gonna deglaze this pan. And so all those little crispy bits at the bottom, that's called fond. So we want to get all that scraped up from the bottom. So that's nothing but a lot of flavor right there. And it's okay. I mean, you can see my chicken stock is still some part of it's frozen, but it's okay. It's gonna melt down with this hot pot. It is no problem. All right, now that we got it all blended up here, it doesn't have to be super fine because we want some chunks for some texture as well. Now we can add all our chicken right back in here. I'm just gonna be adding just some salt and pepper on here. Like I said, we're gonna check the seasoning later when it closer to being done, just to see where we at. All right, so now we're gonna top it off with our lid here in our Dutch oven, and then we're just gonna turn the heat down to about a low medium, I would say, if we wanted to simmer. So we'll check it after about an hour and a half, and we'll see how the tenderness looks and check for seasoning. All right, now I got multiple things going right now. So while our chicken mole is cooking, I'm just making up some rice and some beans. So with the beans, I just used some canned ones. Didn't have any leftover pinto beans I made from last time in the freezer, so we got some canned, which is fine too. So all I did was get some lard and melt it in there inside the beans, and then I'm gonna check for seasoning. You know, a little salt and pepper, maybe a touch of cumin, and that's gonna be pretty much it. Quick and easy for that one. And for our rice, what I'm doing right now, I'm just toasting the rice and sauteing the onions at the same time, and a little bit of olive oil as well as some butter. So we're gonna toast this rice pretty good till it's nice and golden brown. And once it's almost there, we're gonna add some tomato paste, and then we're gonna put it in the rice cooker to finish cooking. Season it with some salt and pepper, and should be some good eats right there. All right, as our rice, as you can see, is starting to get nice and golden brown there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and add the tomato paste, because we're gonna get a nice little cook on the tomato paste as well. And then we should be ready to go to throw it in the rice cooker, season up with some salt and pepper, and let it go. As you see, we got it nice and toasted, and you see the tomato paste is evenly distributed across all the rice kernels there. So we're gonna set this off to the side, and then I'm gonna pop it in our rice cooker, and then it'll cook about 20-25 minutes, and it should be nice and done for us. And like I said, we'll check for season as always. The key thing with cooking, you want to make sure you season constantly throughout the process. That's how you're gonna build a lot of flavors and have a really good product at the end. So there we have it, chicken mole. You see, as the chicken has floating on the top, that means that bad boy is nice and tender, ready to go.